Hello, SimTie here, hold your wish and let's get into today's speed build video. Today we are building a home called the Eden. Now, I don't know if this counts as cheating or not, but I did use a house that's in real life. I used the floor plan for it to create this house. Now, I think I'm going to start doing this more often because it means I've got a base to work from. Because when I tend to come to an empty lot just to build something new, I'm not really sure where to start, and with sizes and layouts and stuff, sometimes I get it a bit wrong, or it takes a while for me to actually decide on where I want to go with it. So if I use a layout from a house that's actually built in real life, I feel like that's going to start giving me more bases to cover in terms of floor plan, where to put stairs, where to put different rooms in the house. So I just wanted to clear that up before we get started, that I'm using a template for the layout of the house. So this video is going to come to you in two parts. There's the house build, which you're watching just now, and then there's the secondary video, which is actually an extended version of the landscaping. I thought it was important to include the landscaping because the house is called the Eden, and the first thing I think of when I think of that is the Garden of Eden. And because the garden took quite a while to do, because I'm not a frequent landscaper in The Sims, as much as I love watching other people do it, I tend not to do it myself, not that in depth anyway. And this one I wanted to take my time and really give it a nice big flowery luscious garden, so that's why I split the video up, just so that it isn't too long a video if you don't want to watch the gardening, or if you do want to watch just the landscaping, you can just switch to that video instead of having to watch the house build then the landscaping. You can do it that way. So because I was working from the floor plan first, I obviously started doing the windows and doors and everything before I worked on the interior, and that again isn't something I always do. Sometimes I'll do some of the interior and then put windows in so that the windows fit the way the interior is laid out. If you do enjoy this speed build and you want to see more, do give this video a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I put out a build video every Monday. Sometimes it's a renovation video, but I'm thinking of actually doing just build videos on a Monday and doing renovation videos a different day. I'm not quite sure yet when I'm going to get that started. I've also been filming some other types of Sims 4 videos, and I hope to get them out either this week or next week, but don't hold me to it because I'm not quite sure yet. So here I'm clicking up the undo button because when I hit record I hit another button, and the OBS studio is what I use to screen record or screen capture, and it stayed on the one image the whole time. So I ended up doing all of this downstairs and it never captured it, so I just deleted it all, and then I went back with the undo button just so you could see it all come together. So that's pretty much the downstairs living area done, with the kitchen, the WC, the dining area and the living room. Those doors looked a different colour to me, but I think it is just the lighting. So I think once we get those lights in there, they kind of match up a little bit more. Also, they are flipped round the opposite way, so I think the shadows may be rendered differently on one side as it is the other. But I actually really enjoyed when I deleted everything and then I just selected the undo button and it made everything appear rather than seeing me go through, pick colours, choose where to place everything. I thought it was a really nice way to watch it, and I actually watch a simmer who does the same thing. He does it on a much more professional scale, but I really enjoy watching it that way, so I think I'll consider that for future builds. Maybe do half and half like I did here, or do some videos like this and some videos where I'm actually choosing the stuff. I always think it's good to see both. I enjoy seeing just what the simmer has chosen to put into the build, but I also like to see them choosing it and their process, and you know, picking a colour to go with another colour, or picking a colour to set the room and work everything else around that. So I think it's just kind of what mood I'm in. Can I be bothered watching somebody pick and choose between colours and objects and positionings, or would I like to just see the build come together? I'd be interested to find out what the viewers would prefer to see, so if you have a preference, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think of the first part of the video where I did use the undo button, and the second part where I don't and you see me picking everything for the bedrooms. Just moved back out to the exterior now before we head upstairs and do the interior of the first floor. So as I said earlier, in terms of the channel, I've got a lot of things planned that I'll hopefully be able to start bringing to the channel. Other video ideas and also other platforms. I know that I have my Twitch profile linked on the channel, and I really hope that I can start streaming there a bit more than what I have. I've not done it very much at all. It's just that I'm not really used to it, the same as a lot of other people. Being live and doing things in a concise and efficient way. I tend to take my time with a lot of things. We're just doing the porch area just now, just sticking a little table in to fill up the space so it's not just an empty square. This cupboard was like a store cupboard in the Real Housewives, in the Real House layout. But the way the stairs worked with the constraints in Sims 4, I could only make it a 1x1, so I couldn't put in the walk-in wardrobe like a store cupboard. So I just decided to put this wee bookshelf in and a basket with an archway, so that it is still kind of a storage area. I'm really not sure if they're able to use this bookcase. But in any case, haha, pardon the pun, I thought it looked quite nice. So this is the main bathroom for the family. This is actually the bathroom shared between the master bedroom and one of the single bedrooms. The reason the room to the right with the ensuite isn't the master bedroom is because the bedroom's actually smaller, so I decided not to make that the master and put a single bed in there instead to give them more space. and just to manipulate those objects to put them whenever you like. To get the level right, I put it on the counter first, and then I removed the sink so that they wouldn't clip to the counter, nothing else, and then I held the Alt key and I placed them roughly where I wanted, put the sink back to check it if the positioning was okay. And the same with this, I just deleted all the walls so that the towel wouldn't snap to the walls. And then I just rotated the towel to the angle I wanted, and then I held the Alt key to stick it against the side of the sink there. And I'm doing a similar thing again with the towels here, and I'm using the 9 key to raise them up and the 0 key to lower them down so that they sit nicely on top of the other pile of towels. For this build, I wanted to keep quite neutral colours throughout the house. I had the idea of it being kind of like a family show house type of deal, where everything's kind of neutral, it's already neat, but there's just enough detail to make it look lived in. So there's like this toothpaste and toothbrush holder, or the soap dispenser, or the robe, or things like that. Because obviously I did have in mind a family living here, but at the same time the aesthetic I was going for was a show house. So with this bathroom, I decided, instead of trying to remodel the whole thing, just to copy and paste the other bathroom since it was the exact same size, use similar objects in similar places, and just recolor them. I wanted to give this bathroom a little bit more of a fun vibe, a little bit younger, more modern, just because it was intended for the single room ensuite. Therefore, it was most likely to be a child or a teen or even a young adult. And now we're just moving on to the first bedroom, which is the single bedroom that has the ensuite. I designed this with maybe a teen girl in mind. At first I wasn't sure if I was doing a child girl, but I decided to go with teen and put a child in the other bedroom. Now, the room isn't specified to any age of sim. I would say it's more geared towards a female sim, but of course, in your gameplay, do whatever you like. I would happily put a boy in this room, but in mind for building it, I had a female teenage sim. And with the parenthood pack, I always like to have diaries everywhere for especially the kids and teens. And since this was to be for a teen sim, I decided to put a desk and laptop in instead of some toys, just to make it a little bit more sophisticated, as if perhaps they are just studying for their high school exams, or they're getting ready to go to uni or something, and all they need to do is have their desk for studying. This isn't a wallpaper I use very often. It always reminds me of the 90s and early 2000s, and I think it's because the original colour is the lilac colour, and the pattern of it just reminds me of back then. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I also spotted that door there, so if that was bugging you, I've deleted it now, and I just brought the counters round a bit more to give them more space. If you would like to use this build in your game, it will be on the Sims 4 gallery under the user ID Screwball Scott, so we'll put everything in at the end of the video and in the description down below. And if you haven't already, we have a few social media pages now. So on Instagram we are Screwball Scots. On Facebook we have just an open page that you can like called Screwball Scots. We are also on Twitter. If you look up Ty Bowie or Screwball Scots, it should come up. If you have any suggestions for videos or for the social media pages, just let us know. Comment on the videos, comment on the posts on social media, and let us know what you think and what we could do to improve, or different suggestions that you found works for you or works for other people, and things that you like to see. So in the master suite here, we're just in the vanity table and we're getting lots of products on there, just to make this bit feel a little bit more lived in, since it is their bedroom rather than the living room or the bathroom or whatever. I know I addressed this in a previous video, but I'm noticing right now how quickly I'm talking, and I'm really continuing to try and combat that and slow my speech down a little bit. So I do apologise if I'm going really fast with my Scottish accent and you're not Scottish and it's difficult to understand. I know that can happen with a lot of Scottish people, so sorry. Since I was basing this house on the Eden situation with the garden and all of the natural elements, I decided not to have too many electrical items in terms of TVs or games consoles, especially in the bedrooms. I just kept the bedrooms simple, gave this kid here some toys to play with, and instead of lots of electrical items. And then we've just got some shelves there for all the toys, and then we're sliding my desk inside. When I was creating this bedroom, I did have in mind a child. But of course, if you wanted to have another teenager and no toys, you could just take the toys out because the bed's still suitable for a teenager. Or the sim could easily age up in this bedroom and it not be a little bit weird or babyish or anything like that. I did put the little naked gnome at the side of the bed because I think that's just hilarious. I love that little gnome. It just shows the humour of the Sims creators. I've never actually noticed that before, the new Chinese sticker for the wall, and it has the little fish. I think that's a really cool little icon. I'm just putting some pictures up in the hall here just to fill out the space a little bit and not have two blank walls between the doors. I did put those laundry baskets in, and when a player tested the house, when the Sims got changed, the clothes never dropped into the laundry basket, and I've now been told that sometimes when you have a wash machine and the outdoor like washing basin thing, if you have both of them on the lot, sometimes it doesn't work. And so I do have both of them on the lot, as you'll see maybe at the end of this video. If not, you'll see it in the gardening video. So if that's the case and you do download this house, it is already on the gallery, so if you download it, maybe try and delete either the washing machine or the outdoor basin and see if that works. Hopefully it does. If not, it must be a glitch with the new update recently. So since this is the Eden and I focus so much on the garden, I thought it was only appropriate that we put in the flower arranging table. Now this section of the house is, as most of you have probably guessed, a garage originally, but of course we don't need garages in The Sims. We don't have cars in The Sims, so there's no door or anything like that, and I decided not to put any windows in, just to keep it as true to the garage situation as possible, where it is just a converted garage. They don't use it, and they've put some scale building items in there instead. So I've got some stuff for the kids, and the flower arranging table and the easel, so that they can work on some skills that again aren't including too much electricity. In fact, none of them include electricity, it's only the lights that use it. And then to just keep that theme going completely and utterly, probably overusing it, I decided to put some trees along the wall just to give it a nice little foresty theme, so that it's a nice environment for doing the flower arranging with the flowers that the person has picked. So moving back out to the exterior, we're starting to choose some brickwork for the walls outside. I thought that would be a nice touch because it is more of a traditional exterior to a house with the bricks. And then I just put those wooden slats in, and I just fast forwarded it a little bit, because I did take some time to decide where I was putting the brickwork and the wooden boards. And then we've got some pipe work down there just to finish off the edges of the two different wallpapers on the outside. And now we've got some plants climbing the walls in true garden Eden landscaping fashion. So I chose not to do this house on a foundation because it meant that it was level with the garden and it was more one with the garden. I think I might be focusing a little bit too much on the garden, but that was kind of my main goal for this, was to make the house work with a really nice landscape. And then here we've just created a little patch so that the Sims can plant things and grow them down the side of the house beside the side door, so that they can easily bring them in and into the garage. And now you can see me starting to do the landscaping. I do just skip ahead some of these certain bits. It was just to get a wee idea of what I did in the garden. There we've got Patchy the scarecrow, and he'll be in a bed of flowers, and you'll see that in a minute. And as you can see right now, I'm sneaking in the bush from City Living, or no, sorry, Get Together. And I thought I would do that because I know what kids are like when they're out to play. Like if they go into the house for the bathroom, they tend to worry that they're going to be kept in, so they try to avoid that for as long as possible. And I thought if I put that wee bush in there, they can sneak in there and use that instead. So there's the front of the house there. If you do want to see all of that landscaping in detail, the other video will be up today. I'll upload it just after this one, and you can see me do it all there. And that's the house finished. So now that we've got the screenshots up, I'll leave you to watch them. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, let me know in the comments, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'm looking forward to the next video. So until then, haste you back.